Hi everyone, my name is Destiny, and today I will be paying tribute to my amazing mother. You know that saying, not all heroes wear capes? Well, that's certainly true for my hero. In fact, she wears her lucky stud earrings, her JLo perfume, and an infectious smile. This woman is my mother. My mother is the kind of person that leaves an everlasting impression on anyone lucky enough to meet her. She is loving, intelligent, strong willed, and a perfectionist. Time and time again, she has given me reasons to become the best possible me I can be. She is my greatest role model and my best friend. She's been there during my highest points and my lowest points. My mother's acts of kindness, her independence, and unbreakable confidence display her inspiring character. My mother has always made it a point to put others before herself, regardless of how they may have treated her. So, for instance, my grandmother and my mother aren't terribly close. My grandmother always treated her as second, favored my mother's other siblings, and made her do all the dirty work. However, when my grandmother needed a place to stay, my mom did not hesitate to give a helping hand in her time of need. In addition to that, when my grandmother was diagnosed with aggressive lung cancer, my mother again did not hesitate to extend a lending hand and um, my mother has always made it a point to put others before herself, regardless of how they may have treated her. So, for instance, my grandmother and my mother aren't terribly close. My grandmother always treated her as second and would favor everyone else instead of her and just made her do all the dirty work. However, with that being said, my mother would still lend a helping hand in my grandmother's times of need. So when my grandmother needed a place to stay, my mom did not hesitate to let her stay with us. Also, when my grandmother was diagnosed with aggressive lung cancer, again, my mother did not hesitate to extend a helping hand, made sure that she went to every appointment, got all the treatment and the best treatment. And she was just by her side throughout the whole journey up to see her beat cancer itself. In addition to that, even after long, exhausting work days, my mother makes it a point to check in with everyone to make sure everyone is in good health and good spirits before she rests up for the day herself. And she does this by personally checking in. She may come in, my room or my little brother's room, or call and just ask how we're doing, what we did, and just to see if we're all right, if we need anything, if we would like anything, things of that nature. My mother has just always been that type of person to go above and beyond for other people. And not only that, my mother is incredibly independent as well. From childhood and on, my mother successfully maintained self reliance. She always tells me to make sure that I'm fully established, to make sure that I don't have to depend on anyone for anything. At a young age, my mother successfully landed her career job in law to support her family without any assistance at all. Not only this, but she maintained this full position while also being a college student pursuing a master's degree. So every day she will make sure that my little brother and I were okay and set for the day and for school, while then traveling 20 or 45 minutes into the city bright and early to start her workday. And then, right as soon as she would clock out, she would march over to her scheduled night class. She maintained this steady schedule for a long time. My mother also always recognizes what needs to be done in terms of bills, cleaning, any repairs, etc., and gets it squared away immediately without any help. She manages to finish everything before anyone could even ask if she needed any help with anything at all. In addition to her independence, my mother's confidence is unmatched. My mother always had faith in her abilities and believed in herself even when the odds were against her. Only 3 members of our family have finished high school and attended college. And of the 3, only 1 finished high school and college, my mother being the person. At a young age, many people, mainly family members, doubted my mother's dreams and abilities. This was because they figured she would turn out to be just like everyone else. And really, that was from the older generation where a lot of them were stay at home moms and had multiple family households. And so they believed that she would just be the exact same. And they actually would laugh at her when she would tell them what she wanted to do, and they doubted her like extremely. So there was no faith in her at all. And yet she was still determined to prove them wrong. And so she did by landing her career job at such a young age, at 18 years old. The first to finish high school and college, the first to move out of a poor neighborhood and stay out of a poor neighborhood, and the first to defy all the odds put against her. I hope you now see how especially inspiring my mother truly is. We all have our role model, the person who is an inspiration to us. I hope it was apparent how inspiring my mother is through her acts of kindness, independence, and confidence. There is not a moment that goes by that I am not in awe of her. I am truly blessed to have her as a mother, best friend, and an inspiring role model. Thank you.